So that's not her right to do that.
I gave her permission here, though, and she's under my authority at the time. She should be listening. Don't you think?
I'm not saying she should not listen, but let me tell you something. This is my daughter. I don't want you touching her. That's point blank, period. And if she comes back to me,
coming over here because if she's gonna be disrespectful and cross the line.
Okay, well, why you not being a daddy and checking her then and making sure that she's respecting her? Because you just told me that you weren't here when it happened. So if you're not here when it happened,
back and tell you that daddy whooped me, because I do. If she's disrespectful in my house, she's
gonna
get
She told
punished.
me that daddy's new girlfriend touched me. That's what she told me.
Ain't nothing new about this.
Let me okay, look. Please handle this. So I swear to God, you know how I get.
What?
And I'm already up here. It don't matter. It's my daughter, though. It's my daughter. And I ain't even really got to talk to you. We can definitely go there. Because I'm with that time. What? Listen to what?
Under my roof, she's going to get punished if she's being disrespectful.
I'm not. Okay, look. I'm not saying she can't be punished, but she does not have to put her hands on my daughter. Call me and I will handle it. Or either teach her to be more respectful. Because she don't do that with me. So that says something.
So where she's learning
that
from?
says something. Obviously you. Okay, but if she's disrespecting y'all, then what sense does that make?
What is you talking about?
Exactly, and she doesn't disrespect me. She disrespects y'all. So that says something about y'all's parenting. Baby, look, I'm gonna tell you something. I'm not trying to come here with that shit. I'm really not. But you need to calm all that down. This ain't your child though. But it's not your child. And all that shit that you with, I'm with it times 10. I'm with it times 10. I'm with it times 10. So calm that down.
Next time, if you're gonna come here, call me.
I will call you and make sure you answer the phone. Make sure you answer the phone.
Baby got it. You don't have to. You can get it too.
Like I said, don't touch my child no more, okay? That's all I'm gonna say. And y'all can have a wonderful day. Have a wonderful rainy day. And how about your narrow ass answer the phone when I call next time? And I said what I said. Yeah, all right. Yeah.
Yeah, please.
All right. Okay. So as I'm saying, she came there on 10. She didn't come.
She didn't come in on 10.
She didn't come trying to talk it out. She didn't come. She came on 10.
I don't think she came in on 10. I think she came in trying to talk, and that wife got lit.
Okay.
What you think, Q?
I keep replaying the ending.
Who she talking to?
I gave it to her, and I can give it to you like I gave it to her. So it was ill intention.
Yeah.
Why would you say that?
Okay. So you're saying, but well, here's the deal. She came. I felt like she came to the house with some bullshit anyway. You know what I'm saying? I felt like she should have said, if you came to talk to the husband, you should have said, let me talk to Billy or whatever the fuck his husband's name was. But you felt an opportunity. She was there. You came there with the checking her on your mind. So you had that conversation when you initially came to talk to the husband. And your problem should be with the husband.
She opened the door.
Let's play it one more time.
No.
We
can't play it one more time.
We ain't gonna play the whole thing. Just the beginning.
Just the beginning.
I don't remember her doing it. Like coming in. Hi.
And I don't condone. And I told him that I don't want nobody putting their hands on my daughter but me, because I'm the mother. So what makes you feel like you could do that?
Understood. First off, it was something mutual between me and the father.
Okay.
I don't know. She was saying that she was talking.
Okay, so she didn't come to say, let me talk to so-and-so, so-and-so. She came there to check the stepmother, all right? Here's the other thing. The problem shouldn't even be with the woman. The problem should be with the dude. The dude gave her permission to whoop the butts. So your problem should not be with the stepmama. The problem should be with the dude. Because the dude gave her permission.
Nah, I'm going to say like this. Both of y'all. My kid's dad, and I'm telling you this from the bottom of my
From the bottom of y'all? Okay.
From my cooter. He ain't let nobody put their motherfucking hands on our kids. Hold on.
That's your baby daddy, though.
I don't care. What I'm saying is we both the same way. Like, ain't nobody putting their hands on my kid, and he gonna tell me, baby, don't play with me, because I hate to have to kill you. Like, I kill you dead over my kids. So keep that nigga away from my kids. Or if it's somebody that he just truly feel like is a stand-up gentleman, they good, I'm sure he would be okay with it. But it has to be a dialogue. We have to talk.
And I'm not saying, Brittany, that everybody should be able to discipline your child. I'm not saying that. What I am saying, Brittany, is there's certain, I don't want it to be, you're saying it's all the way off limits.
It is all the way off limits.
There are no cases that you could be comfortable with a step parent whooping your kids.
I'm not saying it. I'm saying it has to be a communication with all of us, because you cannot tell me that you had a conversation with my kid's father and he gave you permission to whoop our kids. It's our kids. So you don't just have a conversation with him and not with me. That's my child too. So he can't give you permission to whoop something that me and him made. That's my kid too. That's like, That's like if I owned a car and and me and you was together and I went and let somebody else drive it, you're gonna be pissed off about that because this is our car. You don't just let somebody. This our child. So fuck a car. This is our child. Can't nobody give you permission to whoop my kid.
Okay. Come on, Q. We got a lot of comments. I see them blasting over here. So I know you can go back up to the top.
Okay, let me see. God, they are coming in.
Let's start where it says, Anthony, stop having children. No, that's not.
No,
I need to
Marcella.
call in. Kendra Nolan, start right there. 501-650-9726.
Marcella Winston said, this is a jealous and bitter woman. And if I was the wife, this mom would be laid out. Disrespectful just like that seed of hers.
Wait. I think you're still missing. You're doing.
No, I don't think
what
so.
kind of people y'all dealing with? Because
okay. I didn't go up enough. That's Marcella. Okay. No.
Start there. What kind of people?
What kind of people y'all dealing with? Because a kid will play on this type of stuff, especially if the other parent is keeping up mess.
Okay.
Shannon Street said, pop mine because I'm going to do the same.
So Streets is saying if she's there, she's going to discipline. Okay.
She also said, as a teacher, trust me, it takes a village. John Pettis said, I think the baby mama is being responsible. It could have been a lot worse. Just don't touch her child. Let her daddy do it.
Okay.
Shannon Street said, but did she die though? Kendra Nolan said, she have a lot of animosity towards the mom. Is mad, shaking my head. It seems something else is going on. They should have told her that the child did if she was so disrespectful. Frederick Hill said, it ain't no more villages because parents have become friends with their kids. If you respect that kid as a person and get an understanding with them, there will be no need for whoopings. This is not the 90s. Whooping children and forgetting that they are people who are going to one day be grown-ups puts anger in the child and may cause problems with them as an adult. When it comes to raising children, communication is everything. Their feelings and opinions matter in today's world. Parenting is different from when we grew up in the 90s.
Correct. And I don't think that every child needs a whooping. That can be talked about, but okay.
Kendra Nolan said she didn't come in on 10 till the girls started being loud. Jermaine Streets, she came on 100.
Okay, now wait, real quick. So Jermaine Streets, I need you to let me know if you're cool with that, because I know your wife is saying one thing. I want to see what you're commenting on it. Okay.
Amanda Williams said the wife was respectful until the baby mama jumped fly. Nicole Weston, she definitely came on 10. John Pettis, it's other ways to discipline the child besides putting your hands on them. You're the adult in the situation. Marcella Town Winston, exactly why that child acting out because of that ignorant mom.
But we don't know how the child was actually acting. Like we still don't know. That's a question.
We don't have that information.
Know.
Okay.
Robbie McIntosh said, I'm with the mama. Another woman I'm dealing with bet not even think about touching my kids. I don't give a fuck how disrespectful they get. And
some people don't
Anthony
play about
Gray?
their kids.
yeah, it jumped again.
jumped.
Okay, I got it. The line of thinking is why kids are so ignorant and disrespectful. Don't have any teachers left because they can't tell y'all badass kids anything.
I don't got no bad kids.
Dirty Laundry said, preach B-level. Robbie McIntosh said, that's true level. The issue should be with the man because he lame and weak as fuck for allowing it. Sheena McDaniel, I'm killing everybody.
Thank you, baby. POP, hold me down because I'm going to jail.
Dirty Laundry with the 3 R's said, I agree, Brittany. There needs to be an understanding between the women.
Yes.
Yes, that's all we're saying. And she also said, yes, I haven't whooped my kids in years. Amanda Williams, some children aren't responsive to talks.
So, obviously this is going to have a lot of different perspective. What works for some may not work for others. I do think that we've gotten away from the old days of raising, takes a village to raise the kids. I do feel like we've gotten away from the old ways of the neighbor and other people being able to whoop your kids' butt. Your kid is going to act a different way around you than they're going to act with some of the step parents. Sometimes those kids act different when they're not around you. So, Brittany, you're saying that your baby daddy he better not give his wife permission. And he's not going to do that anyway, because you guys are already on the same page with that. He does not want anybody that you're dating to whip his kids. And so it's vice versa. Y'all have that agreement that that's what's going to happen. Correct, Brittany?
I'm telling you, we both going to jail. vice versa.
No, so but you guys have that understanding, right?
We do. We do.
And it seemed the disconnect seemed to be when the father was not on the same page as the mother. So what rights do you have to come to that man's house, right? When those kids are in his possession and in his care, he has the right to make the parental decisions that you're not around, and you shouldn't have anything to do with what happens when they're at his house.
I still feel like at the end of the day, you better safe than sorry. Ain't no need in letting somebody discipline your kids, hoping that they don't go too far. We have to have a conversation. I'm not finna sit up here and allow something to maybe happen. I'm not finna hope that it don't happen. I'm going to check it where it's at. Period.
Could that be a possibility that after you meet this woman that you could be cool with her whooping? Or are you saying I could never be cool with that?
No, I'm
not
saying
that.
What I'm saying is, if it's done the right way, yes, because I know that your intentions are in the right place.
Mm-hmm.
But if, like I said, if my child steady coming home all the time saying she's doing this to me, she's doing that to me, she's treating me this way or that way, then it's gonna make me raise my flags, because why is this happening so much and it's not happening with me? So yes, if she comes to me in a respectful way and we have a conversation, I have no reason but to respect her as a woman. Like, okay, she not mean, you know, I can feel her out. But how am I supposed to feel you out and know that your intentions are pure if you've never talked to me? You only talk to him. Why is my child such an issue for you, but you don't talk to me about it? You only talk to him. This is my child too. You know, even if, like Shannon Street says, she's a teacher, you better not put your hands on those kids. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Even though you're a teacher, you have to talk to the parent. You have to talk to both parents. You have to talk to people. So same goes even outside of school and stuff. We have to talk. We need a conversation.
So you do want them to provide all of the other parental needs, like providing for them?
No, I don't need that. I don't need nobody to take care of my kids.
If they are with the husband, if they're with your baby daddy, then he's going to expect that, even though you might not. He's going to expect them.
I wish he could come on the show, because he'll tell you we don't expect nobody to do nothing for his kids. He don't.
Okay. Yeah.
We don't.
Is he married?
No, he's not married, but he's been in a long-term relationship. But we don't expect for nobody to do nothing. And even in a relationship, I don't ask for nobody to do anything for my kids. I really don't. You know, I don't want. But what I do know where you getting at.
I got to know where
you were getting at. Well, if they're going to be doing is feeding them, cooking for them, providing for them, then they should be able.
Are you reading my mind?
I am. So with that being said, still, if you buying something for my kid, don't buy it then. If you feel like that's going to be an open door to whoop some ass, because that's we straight. We don't need it. We got it. Talk to me.
I got Robbie McIntosh. Jeremiah, I don't know if you're still listening. I want a man perspective, because I think it's a little bit different from a man.
Thank you, E-Trail.
What is E-Trail saying? Come on.
I'm sorry. I love that comment. He said Mexicans, white people, and other races don't beat/whip their kids. Why are black people the only race, for the most part, that thinks beating on a kid is the only way to discipline, and especially from a step parent? Like, that's what I'm saying. My child don't even really get whoopings at home like that.
So what you're saying is you don't even whoop your kids, basically.
No, not really. They don't need whoopings. And from that lady kept saying she does not do these things with me. Why is she doing these things with you? And it could very much so be that, like you saying, she's playing the fence.
Yeah, kids do that.
Yes, they do. But it also could mean that this woman is lying and just don't like this kid. So we need to figure out what's going on. And that's what she was saying. I need to know what's happening right now, because it's not happening when she's with me. Why are we just taking the woman word for it?
I wish there's like I said, for me, just for me only, I'd like to hear about from some guys. I would love to hear from some guys, because, I think the perspective would be just a little bit different from a man to a woman, because I'm not saying that I'm cool with everybody discipline my children. I am saying that I believe that it does take a village to wear them, and I am old school. I didn't live in that era where we got our butt whoops down the street, but my mama and them lived in that era where, neighbors were able to whoop them, was able to whoop their butt and send them home. Now I understand that there's a lot of that life is different. But I also understand sparing the rod and spoil the children too. And I also believe that that's one of the main reasons why we got a lot of these young crimes by these teenagers. This is just my personal belief. These young kids that didn't get enough ass whoopings growing up. I believe we got these kids at a young age committing these murders and these hard crimes, and that was because they didn't allow these mamas and these daddies did not allow the neighbors to whoop their ass when everybody probably needed to be whooping their ass.
So let's do this then, because I feel like the commenters and us, I think all of our I guess like assuming what we would do is based off of how our children are. So I have respectful kids. My kids should not need a whooping. Maybe some of the commenters have dealt with very disrespectful kids. So in those cases, if I had a disrespectful kid who running the streets, cussing me out, I'm not gonna ask him on my goddamn thing. I'm probably gonna whoop his ass. Yeah, I'm probably gonna whoop his ass or her ass, because now you disrespecting me.
So if you were whooping their ass, then are you saying now that if your kids were disrespectful that you allow the stepmom to whoop them?
Yeah, because I need help. At this point, you know what I'm saying? If I know that my baby finna go to jail or hell based off of how he's acting or how she's acting, yeah, help me out. I know for a fact this month is bad. Right. I know. But what I'm saying is when you have respectful children, it should not be that you whooping my kid and I don't even whoop my kid. That's what I'm saying.
I get it.
It just depends on who the kid is and how they act. Like if they always acting out in school, if they always been acting out with their own parents, oh yeah, it is what it is. But other than that.
So you're saying this should be okay. Are we caught up on comments, Q? Do I need to let you? Okay, come on, Q. Let me let Q come in. Do you know it must be hard for you to keep up with those comments with that laptop?
Extremely.
It is? Okay.
It's okay. I found it though. Okay. I'm glad it's touchscreen.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Melinda Williams said, I do agree with the conversation between all adults, but sometimes at least one adult is so confrontational that there is no talking to them about anything regarding their children. Dirty Laundry said, yes, every child is different and believe if they need a whooping, they will get one. Sheena McDaniel said, when it comes to me and mine, talk to me because I talk back. Mm-hmm. Marcella Winston said, these kids out here cussing out adults and thugging, but they shouldn't get they whooping because I'm the stepmom. Y'all, these women out here got life all jacked up and kids going straight to the pen because they are taught early to disrespect adults. Mm-hmm. Go to the other comments. You already read E-Trails, right? Okay. Amanda Williams said, hold on. It skipped again.
Yeah, it does. It does that. When it comes, it does that.
But why is a child even around someone you haven't met or been familiarized with? That's where the problem is. It should be understood that if the other parent is getting into a relationship, let alone getting married, then the outside parent needs to take the initiative to make it clear that they need to have a sit down. Kendra Nolan said, whoopings don't always solve a situation. It can make a situation worse. Anthony Gray said, y'all really think white and Mexican people don't whip their kids?
That's what it said. What?
No, that's why they shooting up the schools.
E-Trail Greer said, I grew up being disciplined by my aunts and uncles, and I'm thankful for it as an adult, but for me, I'm just not a fan of whoopings. I guarantee you they rather get a whooping than getting that phone or game taken away from them. Gonna be on punishment so long, they're gonna be begging for a whooping. Dirty Laundry said, and it jumped. Hold on.
When you holding it, if you hold the screen while you moving it won't jump.
Parents aren't present anymore. They're working more, not setting their schedule around their kids. A lot of these kids are raising themselves, and the economy is horrible, further worsening the problem. People better wake up and start doing something because soon we're going to need 3 jobs instead of 2. Amanda Williams said, I tried not whooping my 3 youngest children after whooping my 3 oldest. And when I tell you that I got the same exact bad behavior from the ones that wanted to act out, my 2 middle children, one amongst the oldest 3 and one amongst the 3 youngest, and they barely got in trouble, but my 2 oldest were bad as hell, and my next to the youngest was 2. Kendra Nolan said, we really need to know what the child did, honestly. Tamala McElroy said, I see more parents step or other being more afraid of their children than the other way around. This is because of the lack of discipline and respect for authority. Shannon saying I skipped Jermaine's comment. I'll go back up to it here.
Oh, Shannon said don't skip her husband.
I think she said something like if their son
Jermaine,
acts out, she better get him, and she agreed and said it will.
No, I think he said that. Let me go back.
Oh, she said skip Jermaine's comment. I don't know.
Skip it, or she's saying
Oh,
that
no. She said I need that one read because baby,
okay,
it's real.
he said Shannon better whoop little streets if she get out of hand. LOL. And then Shannon said and will. LOL. So Streets is saying.
But they have been married how long?
I don't know how long they've been married.
I don't know. I'm asking you.
I don't know. Hey, Streets, let me know how many years y'all been married.
Because let's be for real, that takes
that's why I'm saying, Brittany, it's I don't think it's a cookie cutter approach, right? I don't think that we could look at this video without knowing. Somebody said, what the child do? You know what I'm saying? Some things are worth ass whoopings in the house. Some things are worth talking to. Some things are worth putting on punishment. So what you might consider as an ass whooping, I might consider as a punishment. But it ain't about you. This ain't your house.
So why didn't she tell her? She was like,
what I'm saying is this is this man's house. And so this man has given this wife permission. Apparently he trusts him. And just because the wife, the baby mama, don't trust him, apparently the dad does. The dad loves his children just as much as the mothers do. So why are you coming to this man, to this couple's house, having an issue when the father, who also loved his children, who also loved that child, don't be looking over at your side IQ. Brittany. The father gave his wife permission. He loves his child just as much as the mother did.
How you know that? Mother's weak because he said she's with you.
No, he don't.
Because he just said that the mom, but she's with her mom all the time. The mom is the one that has her child all the time.
The baby mama said that. So in most cases, the baby mama is going to be with the mother majority of the time. Q. And
so
you
don't get her with my child then. If I got her most of the time, you only get her on weekends.
Then
don't
leave
put
his
your hands
ass
on her
at home. Don't bring him to my house. If I can't discipline him, and if I feel the need to give my wife permission to whoop him, they're in my house. They're under my rules.
Then we should talk about it when it's our child.
I get it.
We should have a conversation.
I'm with you there. I'm not saying.
I'm not gonna say, hey, you need to call me every time you're gonna whoop my child.
That's the other thing.
But hey,
you expect this mother to be at home, take care of him when I'm gone, and you expect them not to be able to whoop their butt, but you want them to do everything else. And Brittany said, I don't need you to do nothing for my child.
Oh, I need you to. If you with the daddy, go ahead, sis.
But that's what I'm saying. They're at the father's house. So they're under the father's rule. They're not at your house. You might be cool with nobody disciplining your child at your house. But when they're at the father's house, they're under the father's rule. That's their father's house.
But is this father an involved father or a weekend father? Like, which one is it?
It's the difference. Because if you're playing the video games while your wife is dealing with my child,
if he's a weekend father, you had the baby by him.
It don't matter.
What I'm
saying is you should have picked the better father.
So what if they were married? How she know he's gonna turn to a fuck nigga? That gives him a permission?
Why does he have to be a fuck nigga? Because he gave his wife permission to whoop. That does not justify him being a fuck nigga.
These kids coming up dead for people doing stuff like that. We still ain't hitting on the why we probably feeling these ways. We're feeling these ways because we know reality is kids are coming up dead because people do not like their children.
And kids are coming up dead because they out here killing at a young age too. They killing at 16.
Yeah, but that's not what we're talking about. We're talking about kids who are under the care of step parents.
Okay.
The ones that we feel like may or may not like us or may or may not like the child who may go overboard.
But let me ask you this, Brittany, and let me ask you this, Q. How are y'all assuming from this video that woman doesn't like your child?
I'm not. We're trying to hit all
the
points.
ending, because I'll give it to you like I gave it to her.
Okay, come on.
I'll give it to you like I gave it to her.
Well, that was because you were disrespectful. You came to the house on 10.
Yeah, but if you like the kid or love the kid,
you get what you give.
Listen, if my baby tells me come home and saying my stepmom whooped me, and the first thing you're the one that opens the door. Oh, well, you're the one that hit my child. But she didn't yell at her. She didn't go off. She was very direct. She meant what she said. She was standing on business. I don't think she was on 10. Because being on 10, she would have just snatched her.
But but if you do care for the kid or you have some type of love for the kid, why would you make that comment? Why would you say you can get it just like your kid got it?
Because you were coming to my house with bullshit.
No, you don't.
I'm answering the question.
The
you was coming to my house. You didn't come to my house and say, "Listen, we need to have a conversation." Junior said that you whipping. What was your reason for it? You didn't come there. You was like, "Listen, why are you whipping my kid?" And
but you beefing with the kid though now at this point.
But what I'm saying, Brittany, is she came there to cause some problems with the wife. If she came there trying to have a conversation, she would have had a conversation by, listen, my daughter said that you whooped her. First of all, who gave you permission to whoop her? She would have said the husband. At that point, your issue should not be with that wife because she's doing exactly what the husband told her she could do. She ain't did nothing out of line. The husband said you can whoop my kid's ass. So what did she do wrong? And she doesn't have to answer to you. You had the baby by her. I ain't got to say shit to you. I don't have to answer nothing to you. You came to my house for bullshit. So at the end, I don't have to say nothing to you. Talk to your baby daddy. I don't have to. My husband gave me permission.
She said that she called the baby daddy and he wasn't answering her call.
And when she looked out the door hole, she could have said, hey, your baby mama at the door. She didn't have to open the door.
Why she not open the door at her own door? That's her house. Why should she not open the door? Because the mama there, the baby mama there.
Well, she did say that they were married though too. I wonder how long they married. They did say that they were married too. So I mean, I don't know. It's
well, we know your side chick baby.
Come on, Q, catch us up. We got some comments. I want we catching up here. I want to catch up. I don't know where we are either, but I saw a lot of jumping. Some children are responsive to okay. Shannon Street, okay, we're gonna go down.
Okay, Kendra Nolan said he looked scared of her. LOL. He about don't even know why she whooped her. I don't think he knew why she whooped the little girl. Amanda Williams said, and the father has authority to make decisions as well.
Okay, who is that? Who is that?
Amanda Williams.
I agree with that, Amanda.
Amanda Williams, children act differently around different people and in different environments. And Kendra also said he wasn't even at home. Sounds familiar. Marcella Winston said, right, B, I'm whooping if you get out of line and I ain't asking nobody but Jesus for me to not hurt him.
Who said that?
Marcella.
Okay.
Amanda Williams said, when parents took physical discipline out of the equation, that doesn't mean grandparents and parents are the children. Friends have dismissed physical discipline. Frederick Hill said, as who's been in this situation, if the kids see you making a mama happy, they're going to be cool with you. And I agree with that other brother's comment. To my black people, teaching our children with communication as a road of corrections can help them break generation curses. We can be better as a nation of people through listening and getting an understanding of all human beings. Every person is built different, so every child needs a different level of communication and attention through listening and feeling like they're being heard. Sheena McDaniel said, why was the child left with the stepmother?
Sheena, she probably had to go to work. Sheena, the husband probably had to go to work or something.
Sound like he always at work.
On the game.
Yeah, exactly. He looked like he didn't know what was going on.
He did.
He looked scared though, for real.
Real scared.
Anthony Gray said, women always use the most extreme scenarios, regardless of how unrealistic it is. We can't look at that video and bring up kids coming up dead. Amanda Williams said the delivery in that statement came out after the anger towards the baby mama's attitude escalated. And Kendra Nolan said she said girlfriend though. That's why I didn't want to be on camera because I can't hide my expressions.
Well, but this is what this boy said. What this guy said is no, because Brittany automatically assumed. That's what I'm saying. Brittany automatically assumed that it was just a stream. Listen, the woman did not come with the intention of having a conversation. I understand both of you are women on the podcast. Really, she didn't. She did not come with the energy to let's figure it out. She came with the energy to turn up.
Well, he didn't answer the phone. She tried to call him.
I don't have to answer the phone every time you call.
When it's about my child, you need to.
Well, what I'm saying is maybe he was going to call her back. I don't know. And maybe he was afraid to answer the phone. But what I am saying is the baby mother did not have and does not have the right to control what happens in the father's house. Like we said, pick better baby daddies so y'all can be on the same page. But when you have a child with somebody and that child goes to their house, they're living under their rules. They're no longer living under your rules. I hear Brittany say her kids don't need whooping. I know her kids. She has the nicest kids. They don't. I promise you, her two boys don't do anything to get a whooping.
You say nothing about her daughter.
Her daughter is. She goes,
What you been doing?
That's my friend, though.
But my thing is, how do you know that the baby mama's not his ex-wife? Maybe they used to be married one point. You telling us to pick better baby fathers.
How to what now?
How do we know that that's not his ex-wife? How do we know that they weren't married once upon a time? You're concluding that she's just a baby mama. Maybe now because they're not together anymore. You talking about pick
the
better
fact
baby
that she was a
daddies?
baby mother or wife, that still has anything to do with the fact that she came there trying to check the wife.
But I'm seeing people comments talking about pick better baby daddies. People get divorced and get with new people. So we still need to pick better baby daddies or better husbands. It doesn't matter if they move on.
I don't think it holds any weight to the fact that if she was a baby mother or wife. I'm saying that I felt like she came with the wrong energy. So when you come with the wrong energy, obviously some things are going to be said and some tempers are going to fly. And you didn't come with the energy of, listen, I'm having a difficult time understanding why you had to whoop my daughter.
Should we go back and look at the video, you guys?
No. You just, because the video is saying the same thing. She came, the woman answered the door. And I think the real part of it is, this is what I don't think you and Q are really understanding. The husband gave this wife permission. So it's not like she took it up on herself to whoop the kids.
I get it. But see, I feel like I get it. And I'm okay with it, but it needs to be a level of respect. You need to come to me too. I feel like he shouldn't give permission. And she should not get permission without me giving it too.
So do you feel like that she should have came to check the baby daddy and not the baby mama?
No, I don't feel like that. I feel like she should have talked to him. I do.
So yes, you feel like she should have checked. So she shouldn't have had a conversation with the wife because the wife is doing what the daddy does.
No, I don't feel like that she should have came there. I don't feel like that she should have had a conversation like that. I do feel like she should have talked to the baby daddy, but I do understand
the frustration.
Yes, I get the frustration.
That's a Brittany. You'd be at the house, wouldn't you?
I know my baby daddy pick up the phone and I wouldn't have to because he gonna be like,
you got a good baby daddy though.
He gonna be like, she did what?
Yeah.
Right.
I'm gonna call you right back. Hold on, I'm gonna call you right back. Like, So, and then all I gotta do is put Nova on the phone and Nova gonna be like, yeah, she did. He gonna be like, I'll call you back.
Yeah.
So it's gonna be handled.
So I have got nobody that called in. I want somebody to call in that comment.
Scared you gonna hang up on them.
I'm not gonna hang up on nobody. You keep your comment under 2 minutes. 501-650-9726. 501-650-9726. Streets, I know you're probably not back home from St. Louis. I know y'all in the same car. Streets, call me.
Shannon scared.
Shannon Streets, call me. 501-650-9726. I'd like to talk to you guys. This is a married couple. I want to get their take on this. Streets, if y'all are hearing me, 501-650-9726. I'd like for both of y'all, we got a husband and a wife, to comment because I think that these women that I'm on the panel with, they and I can respect the fact. Oh, there we got somebody.
Here we go.
Hold on, we got somebody. Hold on a second. They hung up.
You gonna get up?
I hung up. Let me call him back.
Man, I be telling him.
Shut up, y'all. Shut up. Hold on.
We finally got a call in, and he want to hang up the phone.
Hello.
Unpacking the Baggage podcast. Who is this?
I'm not who you asked to call in, but this is Amanda Williams.
Come on, Amanda. You can come on. We can put them on hold. Amanda, come on. Hey, Shannon Streets. Hold on a second, Streets. 501-650-9726. But hold on before you call. Go ahead, Amanda.
Ooh, Shannon, you ain't scared today.
Come on, Amanda.
The only thing I'm saying is I see everybody's point of view. I'm outside, I'm looking in, I see everybody's point of view, and I respect that. I do. I respect everybody's home. But I was the neighborhood babysitter. I was the neighborhood grandma, and anytime, I don't care if you don't whoop your kids at home, they come to my house and they acting up and it's serious enough or they've been told enough, they getting their butt whooped. I'm gonna do it respectfully. I don't
How
beat
can
on
you
nobody
put somebody butt respectfully?
I'm gonna do it respectfully. I'm not gonna beat your children.
Oh, okay,
I'm not
you ain't gonna.
overdo it. I'm not gonna overwhoop them.
But you are gonna spank them.
And I'm right. And you got to know your people. That's why I said we need our villages back. You got to know your people. See, we knew our neighbors back then.
Mm-hmm.
We knew, everybody, grandma and auntie and everybody. You got to know your people. You got to everybody got to stop shutting themselves in. I don't get to know people very well. I don't do this. I don't do that. You got to stop that if you don't want your children out here getting into somewhere. Something might happen and you don't know about it till hours later, and stuff like that. That's why, because people scared to come to you and tell you that something happened that led to your child getting into this trouble.
Okay.
Yeah, and thank you for your comment. I'm gonna hang up and comment to that. All right? Okay, thank you.
Okay.
Let's read this comment before we go.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, so
Fly in here.
Cassandra Allen saying, I don't want to whoop. Oh, you want to read it, Q?
No, go ahead.
She said, I don't want to whoop nobody darn kids, but if I do, the baby mama better suck that shit up. Don't bring your ass to my house trying to check shit, especially when she has never taken the initiative to hold a conversation with me. If I choose to whoop, it was for a good reason. But she said, especially when she has never taken the initiative to hold a conversation with me. Okay.
You getting that or no?
I got it.
Okay. Shannon, Streets, 501-650-9726. 501-650-9726. I will agree with this woman that, we are not getting to know our neighbors anymore, right? And that's when you knew the Johnsons that lived down the street. You knew the Johnsons were good people, and you knew the Johnson was not going to misuse your child. You knew that sometimes your kid would be down there eating, playing, riding bikes with the friend, and the Johnsons were their parents. And so you trusted the Johnsons because you knew them. These days, like the woman say, hell, I don't even know my neighbors. I go in my house and wave, don't even want to speak to their ass sometimes. We do get to know your neighbors. If you know your neighbors, they'll watch people. When some people break in your house, they'll come tell you. They'll help you raise your kids. If you leave, if you out of town, they'll roll your trash can out to the street. If you know your neighbors,
I don't think people are like that no more though.
There are some good people. I think this is Streets. I think this might be Streets. Hold on a second. Streets. Hello.
Hey now.
Who is this?
The Streets.
Streets. Okay, I thought this was you. I got to recognize the number. So listen, first of all, how long you and Shannon been married?
Oh, we married about 7-8 years.
So
she got permission in. I know in 7-8 years she done some shit.
So what Brittany is saying is it depend on how. Okay, let me ask you this, Streets. Let me ask you this. Both of you guys have blend family. Both of y'all have children that y'all have brought into the marriage. Shannon Streets has a daughter. And Jermaine Streets has a daughter. Both of them brought a daughter into the. So if Shannon somewhere, does Big Streets have the permission to whoop Nene?
Hold on. She went in the room.
Oh, she walked out.
Hold on. Here she go right here.
Shannon.
Here she go right here.
Okay. Shannon, are you there?
Hey.
Hey,
yeah,
so I've explained to our listeners that both you and Streets have children that you guys are blending in y'all family. Streets has a daughter that lives with you guys full time, and then you have a daughter, which Nene, that lives with you. And so I asked Street, does Big Streets have the permission to whoop Nene, which is your biological child?
Tear her ass up and tell me about it later. Tear her ass up. Do you hear me?
How soon did you give him permission to whoop Nene in the marriage?
As soon as we, I wouldn't have married him if I didn't trust him to, do right by her. So when I married him, you can do whatever I can do. I can do whatever you can do. So these are kids, and I'm a teacher as well. So as a teacher, I see so many kids who are heading down the wrong path just because they don't have nobody to whoop their ass. So that's real big for me. I mean, I see it because I see kids, going. I mean, you can just tell like they're going down the wrong direction. They don't have that discipline. They don't have that. They ain't never had an ass whooping, and they need one.
Yeah.
So
early on, you're saying that you when you decide to marry him, you are basically trusting him with your child in order to be whoopings and disciplining them and taking phones and doing everything, all of the rights that you have when you married him. You gave Streets the same authority that you have.
Right, because if it's my child, is your child. It's our kids. So
okay. That's what I wanted to know. All right, y'all made it back home?
Yeah, we made home, man.
Okay. All right. Well, thank y'all for calling in.
I appreciate it.
Okay. All right. So that she brought another point that I didn't even really think about. What she said is when she married, she trusted him enough to give him that authority. She wouldn't have married him if she didn't trust him to be able to discipline her kids. When you married him, you know that they were going to be around your baby without me being present. And so I didn't even think of it from that standpoint. When that dude married that woman, and I do understand you're saying he married her, I didn't. But when he married her, most people should assume that they trust that partner, that they're married. Now, I'm not saying that things don't happen with people that are not, married. What I am saying is that when you marry somebody, you ought to check them out. You ought to do your research on them. In perfect worlds, you should introduce your soon-to-be wife to your baby mama. Now, it don't always happen that way.
It ain't happened for me yet, and he's about to be married this year.
It didn't happen with me either.
And my child, it lives in the home with
But
them.
it wasn't because my wife didn't want to meet my baby mama. It was a reluctancy on the baby mama's part, I think. Or they did meet, and it wasn't a pleasant meeting from the beginning. It was a little tension, and from the
Eddie
meeting.
can't call in.
Yeah.
Who?
Eddie, because he
Kane.
said, I wish a nigga would, especially if I'm
Eddie
active.
Kane, yeah. Eddie Kane, call in,
That's
Eddie.
how my baby daddy
Eddie
feel.
Kane, 501.
My child's father feel like that.
97. Eddie Kane,
playing
call
like
in.
this.
No, like that's how my
It's like
youngest
they-
son father, he's like, I'm in his life. Why do another man need to come in and spank my son?
And if I'm involved, if I'm an
Why do
involved
I
mama,
need-
why do you? If you can call me right now and say your child is acting up and I can't tame her. I'm
Eddie
on my way.
Kane, we need you.
I'm gonna go
501-650-9726. I need you, Eddie Kane. Call in real quick.
If we married and a child lives with us full time, I think that's a totally different.
Do you want to
scenario.
catch up some of the comments, Q?
Y'all can help me catch them up, Lord Jesus.
Okay.
A lot of them people quoting the Bible and everything, Lord.
No, we skip over them. You don't have to read every comment.
E. Trail Greer said, I don't care how well I know my neighbor. Call me if my child needs discipline. At the same time, I can definitely understand if you can't discipline my child, then they shouldn't be with you. I see both sides. John Pettis said, why are people so proud and happy to be beating on other people's kids?
It's
Who's that,
weird.
John Pettis? Mm-hmm. Okay.
Amanda Williams, when my children were younger, if they walked home the wrong way, the people on a different street would come to my door and tell me because they knew I was an involved parent that set boundaries and structure. Yeah, people tell if you actually care.
And then who said something about the neighbor being able to whoop the kid?
I
You
did.
got
B
neighbors-
level. He
I
said
did.
that.
You got folks.
Girl,
who-
he over half a century. Of course he gonna say some
Yeah,
stuff like
back
that.
in my
'Cause
days, the neighbors used to be the beat.
Nah.
Now, not me, but my mother and them, when they was acting a fool, they got their butt whooped right there.
But that's
and they
not
got
the time
sent
that we
home.
living in.
That's
But
what
we're
we're trying to
also
say.
living in a case.
We were
and
living in
time
a time
where
where
16-year-olds back then, 16-year-olds was not committing a lot of murder.
but listen,
Yeah, they was.
that's
It
a
just
whole
wasn't social
nother-
media.
Yeah, banging
Yeah,
in
they
Little
were.
Rock.
Yeah.
Like, come on now, that's a whole nother topic for a
not
different
to
day.
this level. Not to this level, y'all. We know that the teenage murder rate right now is really, really
Banging
high.
in Little
And-
Rock was very bad.
Yeah, but what I'm saying, I'm not saying it wasn't bad. I'm saying there was not as many teenage killings back in the
Yes,
90s
it was.
as there were now. I would bet you, I tell you what we can do.
It actually
That's-
was teenage and kids. They were
Hu-
killing
hu-
kids too.
I got a
Wasn't they
call.
in
Hold on a second.
drive-bys?
Hold on a second.
Killing kids.
Unpacking the Baggage podcast. Give me your name and where you calling from.
This is Anthony calling from Little Rock.
Okay, what up, Anthony? Give me what you want. What's your comment?
Just what y'all was just talking about now. That's crazy. I mean, we know these kids in this generation are bad as hell, but people will still sit here and try to deny the fact that we ain't got badass kids out here committing murders and killing and robbing and
Ask them, do
stealing
you
from
have
our own
kids?
people. That's crazy. Like, I mean, yeah, I got kids. I do got kids. I got
Which
twin
one is
girls
this
and a
one?
son. So I mean, that's crazy. I mean, that's just crazy that we act like it don't exist in our community. That's wild to me. Like, we see it every day. Y'all don't see this every day?
Hey, which Anthony is this?
Anthony Gray.
Anthony Gray.
Yeah, Anthony Gray. When he said pin the number. So what he's saying is that,
This Anthony Gray, the one that said that people be keeping kids out of wedlock.
no.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Are you married? Were you ever married,
Yes.
Anthony?
No.
Oh,
Oh, so
Okay.
he had kids out
So,
of
but
wedlock.
see, that's the difference between men and women. Men can take accountability and acknowledge things that need to change. Just because I was never married don't mean I'm just oblivious to what it should be.
Well, Anthony, I will say this. I'm more on the side with you, but I do understand that some women are going to. Everybody are entitled to their opinion, right? And that's the good thing about this podcast is that it's conversation. That's the beauty that everybody can really talk their true things of how it should be. But I agree with you. I think that we spoil the rod, we spare the rod, we spoil the children. I think that now I'm not into everybody whooping my child, and that's what I was trying to.
I do agree with that.
But we got to figure out who our baby mamas and our baby daddies are marrying, and we have to. If our kids are going to spend some time, are you finished comment? I'm gonna hang up and reply to it. Do you need to say anything else, Anthony?
Well, now the only thing I'll say is I do agree that I don't believe that everybody should just be able to whip our children. But if it is like a marriage, you should have sole trust in that person to be able to discipline your children. And so, like a while ago, whenever you asked Brittany that question, whenever you asked her if she would agree that if somebody else would be able to do that to her children, she said, I don't know. But you also asked another question when she said, but you and your baby daddy have that agreement already that no one's going to discipline your child. So, like, it seems like that's not really a possibility, correct?
No, it's a possibility, but he's not married. So.
Okay. So I was just trying to understand what you were saying, because one moment you said y'all already have an agreement that won't happen, period. But then on the other hand, you say that you would allow it possibly if you have that communication with somebody else.
Yes, if we have a communication, yes. But no, if there's no communication in a boyfriend and girlfriend relationship, no. If they're married, and I feel like then I'm open to it.
Well, I ended with this. I got my ass beat by auntie, mama, daddy, all of them growing up. So I definitely believe kids should get their ass whipped.
Okay. Well, thank you for your comment, Anthony.
All right, y'all.
Okay. Thank you.
And as I said, people are going to think what people are going to think. I think what may works for me may not work for Brittany. And that's why I like this podcast, because the majority of the time, Brittany and I that's the beauty of it, is she's going to be on one side, I'm going to be on the other side. And I did hear Brittany say that if they talk, she could possibly be open to it. Oh, yeah. I heard you say that.
Yeah. My thing is, I was raised country. I was raised old school. So I'm okay, but I have to be comfortable. I don't want nobody just beating my kids for nothing. Like, we have to talk. I need to make sure that this is a genuine connection, that you want to see my kids succeed as well as I do. So it's not that I'm just.
How long do you feel like you should be able to tell if you're married to a guy? How long do you feel like in the marriage that you should be comfortable with letting him discipline your children?
Let me say this. Because there's different type of disciplining. You can mentally discipline a child, or you can physically discipline. Mm-hmm. From day one, you can verbally, and I don't mean to say mentally, verbally. You can verbally discipline my child from day one. You can tell them to go sit their ass down. Hey, get up out my face, whatever. But physically putting your hands on my kid is a no-no for a while. I need to be comfortable. I need to know. I don't know you. Shit, I done got with people and thought that we were going to be together forever, and we end up breaking up. And then I done let you whoop my kids the first 3-4 months of us. No.
So how long
I don't know.
Do you feel like you need to be able to date or to be married to him to know him? And do you feel like, Brittany, that you should probably get to know him before you marry him?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, definitely.
So if you're marrying someone, you should probably already know them.
Yeah, but I keep speaking on unmarried because that's where I'm at.
So if they're
not
married,
speaking on married.
So if your baby daddy is married from day one, the wife can whoop the child if he's married to them. That's what I'm asking.
I'm not. I haven't been placed in that situation, but I'm open to it. Like I said, I'm not just totally against it, but I'm saying he's not married, so I haven't had to place myself in that situation. But today, while he's in a relationship, she better not touch my kids.
And the only thing that you respect is marriage, so you can't respect.
I don't only respect marriage. I respect relationships, but we need to talk. We need to have a talk first.
Okay, let me answer this call. Unpacking the Baggage podcast. What's your name and where you calling from?
Eddie came from Little Rock.
I know you want to leave me, but I refuse to let you go. If I had to beg and plead for my sympathy.
That's a temptation.
I don't mind. Eddie, ain't nobody coming to see you, Otis.
That's a temptation.
Temptations.
All right, hold on a second, Eddie. Hold on, don't hang up. All right, Unpacking the Baggage. Hold the line, okay? Don't hang up. I'm taking a comment from somebody else, okay? All right. Eddie, you there? Kane, you there?
What's up?
All right,
Level?
so you said they better not whoop your daughter, right? Which means you are against your child's mother marrying a guy and whooping your daughter? Why?
Or even my son, only for the simple fact, man. Listen, I'm active. You know what I'm saying? So at least give me a call. You might whoop them, but I could probably call and just give a few words to get them to act right. If they married, man, I'm gonna let my child know. Look, you got to respect that man's house. That's that man's house, and you got to do what he tell you to do. And if you don't do what he tell you to do, I'm gonna come over there and handle business.
So you want him to call you every time something happens with your?
No, he don't have to call me, man. But the mother should.
So what I'm saying, Kang, is what I heard you say is call me and I'm gonna come handle it, right? So in
Call
that,
me and I'm gonna come handle it.
okay. So what I'm saying to you is, especially with these boys, what you're saying to is when your son get of age and he get out of line, you know how some of our boys can get out of line. You're saying that you're gonna want the father, instead of whooping him, you want the father to pick up the phone or get the mother at the point they acted a fool. You want them to stop, pick up the phone. Hey, baby, call Eddie Kane, come, and you want that to be the temperament of their house and how they handle the discipline in their house.
If I'm active, yes.
And you think that the way? Okay.
Call me.
Okay.
And I'm gonna nip it in the bud,
Okay.
because for one, I ain't finna allow my kids to be disrespecting no adult. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
And if my child is in the house with another man, then my child have to respect that man's rules.
Got it. All right. I appreciate the call. Thanks, Eddie.
Well, there go a man's opinion.
All right. Hold up.
That's what it is.
All right. Unpacking the Baggage podcast. What's your name and where you calling from?
This is Big Will, better known as Guru.
The Guru Rooski. Hey, Rooski, let me just tell you. Hey, Rooski.
Y'all doing it again, huh?
Hey, Rooski, let me tell you that Q was hating on you last week when your phone went out, man. Q was talking shit about the Rooski last week.
No, she wasn't.
She was talking shit about you, Rooski.
No, she wouldn't.
Okay. No, she wasn't. Listen, y'all. All I speak is the truth, and some people just can't handle it. You understand?
Okay.
And if you can't handle it, I truly understand. You know, I mean, that's just the bottom line. If you can't handle it, I do understand.
Okay.
But y'all doing it again, and just so happened, y'all got all these 5 topics, and I'm loving the podcast. I'm loving it to death. I'm on it. Even when I can't get in, you know, I'm still on it. I tried to pull it up on YouTube, but I couldn't get it tonight.
No, we not on YouTube today because we launched this new app, but we'll be back there. But you tell me what you think about this step parent discipline your kids. What you think about that, Brewski?
Well, not just step parents. Well, you got to understand. I had, now Chevrolet, I had plenty of kids. Okay.
How many kids you got, Brewski? How many kids you got?
Well, I got 9. It was 2 sets of them. The older set and then there's a younger set.
Okay, go ahead.
And I had a little problems out the older ones because, it was like 3 baby mamas tied up in that, okay?
Okay.
Now, yeah, it was plenty of baby mamas, and I had to deal with all of that.
Okay.
Okay. Now, one time I brought some kids over, just a long story short, okay? Brought some kids over, and I had to discipline my kids, but then the other kids was, they really didn't want no discipline. The mother wanted to go to the club, so she let her kids come over with some other kids that I had coming to my house.
Okay.
And so I told her it's time to go to bed. And one of the little girls just was saying that she wasn't gonna go to bed, and I wasn't her dad. I said, hold it, little mama. Look here. So what happened? I popped her. And when I popped her, she went off like a fire truck, hollering and screaming. I'm talking about right foot, turn it out, okay? So they said, we got to call her mama, okay? Yeah, they said, we got to call her. Yeah, she went off. She got irate. So we called her mother. They called her mother. I said, well, call her mama. They called mother. She was at the club. I could hear the music in the background. She said, hey, she got on the phone and said, this man just hit me. And like that. So the mama she went off like a fire truck. Oh, hell no. All right. So I told her, I said, listen, ma'am, I tell you what, listen, I'm not going to hurt your child. And the bottom line is your child is getting disrespectful. And yes, I told her to go to bed with the rest of the kids. She wouldn't, so I popped her. Okay, and she said, no, ain't no nigga gonna be, gonna be hitting on my baby like that. So I said, I tell you what, where you at? I'm finna bring your baby to you. And she said, hold up. putting my baby on the line. You know, a girl named Tamika. Put Tamika on the line. She said, Tamika, you better listen to that man now because okay, she broke it down because she didn't want me to. She wanted to finish her part. Okay, and you know me, right? I'm not gonna hurt nobody's child. This is just me. But like I said, you can't let everybody spank your child,
Right?
Because some people go in with bad intentions because they still got feelings for the person. But just so happened, this wasn't nobody I was dating. It was just a lady that left her kids over at my house with some more of my kids and their friends. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
But that's where it went. And I'm gonna tell you, if you let one child with a group of kids, if I didn't hire so many, I probably could have talked to her, put her in the corner,
right,
and all this kind of stuff. But I had too many kids, you know, like the old lady who lived in the shoe.
Yeah,
she had so many kids, she didn't know what to do. I didn't know what to do. You start whooping asses around there, and they all was listen. You're not gonna have no problem. You understand? You're not gonna have no problem. If you want to stop problems, you get one ass real good, and the rest of them gonna fall in line.
Okay,
you hear me?
Okay, Ruski.
That's my 2 minutes. That's my 2 minutes, and I'm out.
Okay, appreciate you, Ruski.
I'm waiting on the big wheel now, cause I'm all about the truth. I'm gone.
Okay, big wheel. Okay.
All right.
Wait, what Mike Ross say?
Mike Ross said is Ruski 6'3", 350.
No, 450 pounds.
450 pounds.
You can't
be hitting your kid.
Oh, listen. Ruski is an old school parent that raised his kids, and Ruski, right? He has 9 children. And I just kind of feel like I said we've kind of gotten away from y'all. That is so funny. That is y'all. That is so
the whole
funny.
story. He was very vivid. I can see the whole story.
He really
She went
is.
to the club, boy.
Yeah, he said, "Well, where you at? I'm finna bring your kids to you." She's like, put them on the phone. You better go on and listen to him because I ain't trying to get you dropped off at the club. So, but no, I mean, Ruski is funny as hell. Listen, man, I'm gonna tell y'all, Ruski is, you know, when we at the poker house, Ruski is telling jokes like this all the time. I promise y'all, Ruski is funny. But let's get back to the comments.
Okay,
we done got way off.
Lord,
all right,
geez.
Mom nowadays' favorite line is my child mine, all mine. These women just want to be in control. That's what Nicole Weston has said. These women don't want to let go of control. Anthony Gray said facts. I guess Anthony Gray liked Will's comment. Mike Ross said, dude, 6'3" and 450 pounds. You can't hit no kids. Oh my goodness. Willie Fear say, Ross, you wild. So now, I think, like I said, it has a lot to do with you getting to know who your kids your kid's father has married, or who your baby mama has married. I hear Eddie Kane saying he don't want anybody whooping his son nor his daughter. Eddie Kane, and I do understand you being active and saying that, hey, you know, if I'm not out of the picture, I want to be able to discipline my own son, and you can't trust everybody to whip your kids. I hear people saying that, but I also know that, you know, most men are not going to stop. Excuse me, most men are not going to stop and call no father, have no baby mama to call no father. So I think that might be a problem here. Read Amanda's comment, her last comment, Q.
Brittany, with the utmost respect, you are being a little contradictory in your opinion, and I understand it's under conditions of the situation at the time, but some of the things were the exact opposite of what you previously disagreed with.
So that's what Amanda's saying is, Brittany, you're contradicting yourself. What I understand Brittany to say is with some with some conversation, she could possibly be cool with if they're married. She's saying if they're not married, and we ain't gonna have a conversation about it. I'm gonna whoop them, or their dad is gonna whoop them, and that works for her. That works for the dad. Looks like, you know, Brittany's baby daddy, they're both on the same page, so it don't like they'll have this disagreement or this, because they are both on the same opinion with this. Tony O. Dickerson is saying, what did Tony O. Dickerson saying?
Eddie Kane also said sometimes a good talking would do.
Yeah, and I do believe that, you know, whooping is not for everybody and everything. That's why we couldn't really get to the basis of if this whooping was warranted, because we don't know what that child did. However, I go back to the key points that we do know, right? We do know that the father gave them permission. We do know that. And so what we also know is that, the baby mama cannot, maybe she will, but she should not be able to show up at the dad's house and try to run the dad's house. And if she's uncomfortable with the way the dad is running the house and the way the dad is giving permission to whoop, then she does need to keep her child at home in her roof. So it could be her rules, and those kids could be ran like she wants them to.
Or she need to have a conversation with him. Never go to the house, but have a conversation with him. The communication should be open.
Yeah, I agree with that too. Maybe she should have called him instead of pulling up. But when you pulled up being unannounced and maybe he didn't answer the phone, you kind of, make it seem like you ain't coming to talk. Let me answer this call. We got plenty of calls now. Unpacking the Baggage podcast. Give me your name and where you're calling from. Turn your volume down on your computer.
Hey. B.
Hey.
This Snow.
Oh.
So
come on, Snow.
I just want to. I'm gonna throw something out there for your viewers to pay attention to, and then we can get off and y'all can continue on.
Okay.
This is my personal experience. So this is not me with a significant other. This is my mother who was with a significant other, and me being a child. Her significant other, she gave permission to, handle her kid with her kids, whatever, because he was the father figure in the house. And he was, they got married. He came around when we were really young. Mm-hmm. This man took advantage of that, and he used to check me out of school, tell me to put on a gown. He used to beat me with 2 belts, 1 belt, whatever. Then he'll take me back to school. Sometimes he would even wait, he always waited till nobody went in the house. He done it around my brother before. He had my brother to hold my legs down while he had his knee in my back and got me that way. Like, he did it all the way up until I was in the 5th grade or something like that, and we moved to Texas. Now in Texas is when it went away. I at the time didn't realize it was child abuse, but I have a lot of trauma from that, where my trauma leaked into my adulthood, where I didn't have my situations of physical, mental, emotional abuse in adulthood as well. So when people give their significant other to put hands on their child, they need to, I feel like that should come with, discipline is cool, but at the same time, be around when they're doing it. Because he even hit me with a extension cord before too. So people need to make sure they're monitoring how much of a physical, what am I trying to say?
So what's your name?
I'm getting lost on my...
Caller, what's your name?
Oh, this is Snow, y'all.
Oh, Snow. Okay. So I want to ask you a question as it pertains to the whoopings that you got. So did he whoop you like this around your mom, or was he different when your mom wasn't around?
Different when she wasn't around. He always did it. Different when she was around. He always did it when she wasn't. And where he messed up one day, I was acting different, but I was quiet. And my mom, when she came home, she was like, "Why is she so quiet? Like, what's wrong with you?" And he was like, "Oh, she didn't tell you? I had to get her today." And I knew not to go back to her and tell her nothing else and me and her didn't have this talk, but I knew not to go back to her and tell her nothing else, because when I begged for her to take me with her that morning, based on when he came home from the railroad one night, he woke me up out of my sleep and got me, due to the fact of me and my brother getting into it at school. And I was like, "Well, that's why you get a whooping with a extension cord." He went back, told them. Of course, we got in trouble. I got in trouble for running my mouth. So he woke me up out of my sleep with a extension cord. Then he told me, he was like, "And in the morning when you wake up, come get me again out my sleep so I can finish it." So that next morning when I woke up, my mom about to go to the post office. I'm like, "Mom, please take me with you." He told me to wake him up, so he gonna get me again, blah, blah, blah. And my mom was like, "Girl, he ain't about to touch you. He ain't about to do nothing." So she left, and I was in between the bed playing with some Barbie dolls. And he came in my room, eyes red, bloodshot red, looked at me and was like, "Didn't I tell you to wake me up when you woke up so I can get you again?" And I was like, "Mama said you weren't going to touch me." He was like, your mama is a damn lie. He went, got what he got, and he told me to change out my put something thin on. And it was laid down, face the wall, and he started beating me again. When my mama came home, I didn't say anything because I felt like she didn't, it wasn't nothing nobody can do. And that's when he was like, oh, she didn't tell you I had to get her again when we got in the car about to leave. So from that moment moving forward, I just kept taking beatings until it was time to move to Texas, and all of a sudden he stopped. But then years later, while we in Texas, he started acting a fool on everybody and even put a gun out on us, and to the point of leading to their divorce.
Well, let me
So
ask you
once
this,
he was
Snow.
out the picture,
Let me ask you this, Snow. That guy seems like he was just a monster anyway, and I don't feel like your mom giving him permission to whoop you had any bearings on what he was going to do anyway. He was a monster at anyway, and are you looking at me like
No, because
so you're saying that because the mother gave him permission to whoop you, he took it overboard. So
I'm saying that doesn't take away from her story.
no, I'm not trying to take away from the story. What our question today is the father giving the stepmother permission.
Yeah, but what she's getting at is, and what I feel as though she's getting at is, we basically, the viewers and everybody is saying that it's okay to give these people permission that they trust, but then her mom trusted this person, but when she left, he was whooping her like that, but he wasn't whooping her when the mom was there. Never.
Are you saying that he wasn't whooping you to that same extent? Is what you're saying, right? Or no?
When your mom was around.
When your mom was there.
I barely got any whoopings when my mama was around.
Yeah.
Like sometimes when she was around, I remember this one time. He was like, just scream and I'm gonna act like I'm whooping you, because I grew, and let me say this, I also grew up fighting at school a lot, and it was due to what I was at home, what I'm going through. So all I knew is to be physical with other people. And so one time he faked whooped me when she was around, but he barely ever got me while she was there. It was always coming up to the school, let me check her out, and taking me back to the house because we live right across the street. 66
Were you doing
Westminster Drive,
things,
Wakefield. No, I was good at home. It was me being at school, sometimes fighting and probably talking too much in class. That was it.
Yeah.
But I mean, it was just normal child stuff. I will give you an example of one whooping one time. Me and my brother, because we were also wealthy, so me and my brother, we were outside playing on our go-karts. It started to drizzle, then it started to kind of rain. We in the shed putting up our go-karts, and he come out there like, y'all get in the house, it's raining. Your mama won't you get your hair wet, blah blah. He took me, he told me and my brother go in our rooms. I think he whooped my brother, but then I remember him coming to whoop me. And when he whooped me and it was over with, me and my brother sitting in our doorways. We couldn't come out our room, but we were sitting in our doorways. He was in the living room. I remember looking up, saying something to my brother, and he looked back, and again, his eyes was bloodshot red. And he was like, oh, you talking? Get back in your room. I'm finna come get you again. He came in my room and beat the crap out of me again, just for sitting in the doorway talking to my brother.
Yeah.
So, like, it was whoopings like that.
Okay. Okay. All right. Well, thank you for calling and sharing. And I'm sorry you had to go through that.
Me too.
I'm so sorry that you had to. That was just over the top physical abuse, and I'm sorry. Are you getting help? Are you talking to someone or seeing somebody about this trauma that you're dealing with?
Honestly, that's why I'm up and down with depression. And anybody who have met me, like you met me, you know of me, you're familiar with me.
Yeah.
They would never guess I done gone through this, because I deal with everything when I'm at home by myself, or just, I'm away from people. But in front of people, bubbly personality, everything. My mom said she should have got me help when I was younger. Being an adult is kind of like life went on for me, because I ended up moving out at 16 due to something that happened between me and her. I didn't want nobody putting their hands on me no more. So I ended up leaving at 16, never looked back. So it's just, the help I should have got, I never got. And I learned how to deal with things on my own. And the way I deal with things is...
What? Go ahead. The way you deal things is what? Go ahead.
the way I deal with things is when I feel myself seep into a depression. Because I'm going to say, I know y'all podcasts get a lot of viewers, but I'm not ashamed of my story.
Mm-hmm.
I tried to commit suicide in 2000. I was in college. I remember getting locked up for it. I was under a 72-hour suicide watch at the Bernard Place in Jonesboro, Arkansas. My friends came up to my dorm room. I had just swallowed a bunch of pills because I wanted to go to sleep. Like, I didn't really want to die, but I wanted to not feel anymore because of the neglect, the abandonment from family, from just people being evil to me. So me being locked up for suicide, it helped me become grateful and thankful for the life I do have because it's other people who had more problems than me. It made me realize the source of things of all my abuse that started from my childhood. Because I used to have them, not just me having suicidal thoughts, I used to have thoughts of killing him as a child, of hurting the person, my abuser. So it just helped me start reflecting back on where all my trauma was coming from, that helped me move on in my future of, we never know what tomorrow brings. Mm-hmm. It could be brighter days. What I went through yesterday, months ago, years ago, I'm not going through now. I keep getting blessed every year. Like, my life is turning up every year. So it just made me know that when I sleep into a depression, give myself about a week or 2-3 days, and force myself, no matter if I feel like a walking shattered mirror, like force myself to keep it pushing and keep it going. And that is why I'm so protective of people that is around me. If I see a bully, if I see anything that I don't like, I'm very protective. And so then I have to realize too, I can't protect everybody, but I'm one of them people who I ask God, I don't want to be bitter for the things that has happened in my life. I want you to continue using me and blessing me to help bless others. My heart is big for children, teenagers, the forgotten ones, the lost ones, because I was once that person.
Well, let me tell you this. Let me just tell you this, Snow. I'm proud of your confidence. You've been through a lot. Here's what I need you to do: inbox me your number, and we're going to talk offline to try to get you some help. Okay? You have my Facebook page. Inbox my number. Inbox me your number. And Brittany and I are going to try to tag you in with some people that can help you with this, okay? And I didn't stop you over the 3 minutes because I really felt like this was therapy and you were releasing. Mm-hmm. So I'm proud of you. I'm proud that you're getting through it. And we're going to try to get you some help. Inbox me your number, okay?
I got you.
You all right?
Yeah, it's just reflecting back on all of that, like, because I don't really talk about it that much, but when I saw the topic, I'm just like, you got to pay attention to what you allow your significant other to do. Sometimes they might look like they loving your child and everything gravy, but they could really be taking out their own angers or dislike for themselves out on your kids. So be mindful, watch that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
We sorry that you crying too. I wish I could give you a hug.
Oh, it's all good. Like, I'm going to keep watching y'all, but go ahead. I'm going to let y'all get back.
Don't forget, inbox me your number, okay?
Okay.
All right.
Bye.
Wow, that's a whole nother.
Not easy.
That's a whole nother deal.
But see, that's exactly what I was saying. Even though it seems like I'm going extremely overboard about the death part.
Yeah.
But that's what I mean when I say
catch up with the comments, Q. We're getting ready to come to you.
Yeah, that's what I mean when I say some people go overboard with your kids when you're not around.
Yeah. Yeah, that's sad. We got some last comments. We're gonna wrap up and then we'll end the show. Catch us up, Q.
Amanda Williams said that's beating, not constructive physical discipline. Etrell Greer before Snow called in, he said definitely a double standard. My son may need a whooping, but another man is not whooping my daughter under any circumstances. Amanda Williams said, be wary and aware. Marcella Winston said, that's definitely abuse. This is on Snow's situation. Mm-hmm. Kendra Nolan said that was abuse. Amanda Williams said, see, the awareness and support and protection wasn't there from the biological parent. Eddie Kane said, exactly why I said, I wish a nigga would. Snow's testimony, I'll air this bitch out. Shannon Street said, that's a whole different situation there.
It ties into the exact same situations that we're speaking on, which is, will you allow your significant other to discipline their children? It ties into this because you can have a positive outcome and you can have this type of negative outcome. So,
Tony Dickerson said, "Nah, now you got to wake him up to remind him to whoop you. He must be narcoleptic. I wish I would wake someone up to whoop me."
right.
Marcella Winston said, "Snow, please get help to heal through this." Amanda Williams, "Then mother wasn't believing the children, and that's something different." Anthony Gray said, "Sound like he was a drunk and a terrible person." Kendra Nolan, "That goes to show we need to know what that child so-called did." Amanda Williams said, "That's over-emotional discipline and major physical abuse." Guru said, "That sounds like classic stepdad syndrome. When he see you, he sees the real dad whom he hates." Marcella Winston said, "Please go talk to someone because you need to release and learn how to cope in a healthy way. Praying for you, sis." Kendra Nolan said that she was praying for you. Amanda Williams, "I was the same way for a long time, angry and self-destructive." I don't want to skip anybody's. Okay, Marcella Winston said, "I thank you for letting her vent be." Marcella said, "Compassion for others is a part of healing." Amanda Williams said, "Trust your children and listen to them and get the adult and children together and don't just side with your partner just because you love them. Love is blind, so open
That's a
your
little
mind
contradicting,
and
right?
eyes." Who?
With Amanda's comment, I said, I think that's a little contradicting because that's what that's what she was saying, basically, from the beginning, that no one needs to question the other parent. Let them do what they want to do. You know, you don't ask any questions. So to me, that's contradicting. Either we trust our kids and question what's really going on, or we don't. And I'm going to ask what's going on. Tamala McElroy.
Unfortunately, he would have abused her with permission or not.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was saying. That person was just going to do that, and I don't. You know, my personal opinion is I don't feel like that he was going to do that if the mother gave him permission or not. That's just what he was on. I do hear you when you say you just have to be careful. You know what I'm saying? I understand that the ladies are saying I'm not easy to pass over that, you know, that deal to let it. And I understand for different strokes. Different folks, different strokes.
But see, I guess that's why I asked her, was he different in front of her mom versus with her? Because some people can be like, they can disguise who they really are. Yeah. So she said when they moved to Texas, that's when it came out later on. But for the most part, I guess he was disguising it around her mom.
And I'm gonna do my darndest. If she inbox me the number, I'm gonna do my darndest to try to help her, find her some help. You know, I have a therapist that she can over at the Rice Clinic that she can go talk to. So, yeah, Snow, if you're still listening, please inbox me your number. I promise you, I'll do my darndest to try to get you some help, because I think you're brave for talking about it. I think you've been through a lot. And, you know, it's our job that when we're on these public platforms to make sure that we do all I possibly can to help you heal from that. So if you inbox me your number, I promise you, we'll talk and we'll get some help. Okay. So yeah, do y'all like the new app? Let us know if you like the new app. This was a great show. We're running up on 2 hours again, and I can tell you we've had a lot of different comments. I truly believe, and I'll say this again, that one of the reasons why Brittany and I, one of the reasons why Brittany and I started this is just to start conversation. I just got it, Snow. I got your number. You just inboxed it to me. Thank you, dear. You know, we started this to have conversation because I truly believe that conversation is the way to healing and whatever you're dealing with. So it's perspective conversation. We're not going to always agree. Half the time, Brittany and I are on different sides of the roads. Half of the time, Brittany and I are on one side and Q is on the other side. But it's just conversation. So thank you guys for tuning in to us every Sunday evening. I told you guys you could be doing anything with your Sunday evening. So I'm grateful that you're giving your Sunday evenings to us. Now, as far as before we leave, we got to talk about our sponsors. Okay, we have one sponsorship left. Listen, if you have a product that you want us to promote, I promise you, we've got one slot left. It's very affordable. You would be surprised how much it costs to talk to these 71,000 listeners that we have that tune in every week, and over 3 million views that we have, okay? So inbox myself or Brittany Arnold to get this last slot. I think after this week, we might have 2 slots. So we have another one coming open after this week, okay? Right now, I want to talk about Boone's Hand Beauty and Bar and Suites, 3700 South University. If you need a suite, if you're practicing, call 501-612-1239. If you're a beautician, a barber, nail tech, anybody in the hair industry, call that number and holler at Angel, 501-612-1239. Go ahead, Brittany, what you got?
Okay, then we have Dirty Laundry with 3 R's. That's DIRRTY. That's the person who made that logo up there or over there to the top.
Yeah, there you go. Opposite
yeah, okay. So then you guys can check her out at dirtylauntry.printify me. She specializes in graphic T-shirts, hoodies, workout gear, swimsuits, coffee mugs, phone cases, anything like that. She does not specialize in the logos, but if you need one made, she can do it.
Q.
Home Solutions. How many of us are needing junk removed from your business or residential? This includes furniture, yard waste, or construction waste. Check out their website linked in the comments or call 501-960-5763.
And our presenting sponsor is
Jeremy
Attorney
Bland.
Jeremy Bland. If you have a wreck and you need a check,
call Jeremy Bland at
501-912-0050. Hey,
if you have a wreck
and you want a check,
call Jeremy Bland at 501-912-0050.
Attorney Jeremy Bland. I promise you, he's putting his money in where the community is. Anything we need. When I say anything that Brittany and I need, Jeremy Bland cuts the check. So if you have a rig, please do us a favor and call Attorney Jeremy Bland. His phone number is 501-912-0050. The man works.
Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yeah, the man works and the man gets results. Go ahead.
That's
You
the
want to say
ending.
something?
That's all.
Thank you. Hats off to Brittany for doing this app for us. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Listen, you've gotten 2 compliments from me in 2 weeks. You've been doing a good job, Britt.
I'm doing good because that don't happen often. I'm just playing.
Stop it. And thank you for Cute Kelly for finally coming
on the screen.
Yes, look how cute.
Let me blow up, y'all.
Hey, y'all. Now y'all can put it up there in the middle. Now y'all can inbox Cute. Look at her. Look at Cute.
I'll block you. No, I'm playing. I'm not gonna block nobody.
Blow up.
Listen, y'all. Thank y'all for tuning in to us this week. Next week we will be back on YouTube. We're gonna figure out how to get this app over on YouTube. I'm sorry to our YouTube followers. Willie Guru normally listen to us on YouTube, but he came over to Facebook because we wasn't there. We're working it out and we're figuring it out. Okay. All right. Until next week, same bat time, same bat channel. We'll see you next Sunday.
All right.
Voices in your head, they said that love has shut the door on you, and you'd be better off instead. Girl, don't you listen, your time is gonna come. You talk about lonely, you talk about scared. I think you're thinking that nobody cares. Well, you know it ain't over, but where to begin? You gotta play if you wanna win. Yeah. So when you gonna let somebody in? It's a classic situation where you don't know how to feel. So you go it alone. You turn off the phone when the struggle gets too real. Yeah. Girl, you better listen. It's time to make a change. You talk about lonely. You talk about scared. I think you're thinking that nobody cares. Well, you know it ain't over, but where to begin? You gotta play if you wanna win. So when you gonna let somebody in?